right, so here we are. We're talking about risers. I use the power supplies as risers as well. The Strymon and the Fender, the new Fenders, they operate off of a, so this one's on the side, it's not necessarily stacked. They operate off of a switching relay as opposed to a linear relay. Now the linear relay power supplies such as Voodoo Lab, they're linear, so you can't stack pedals on top of the supplies. And as you see, I got the sheet metal. Oh, there's one there too, with the dual lock to hold that on. This is an appendage. Sheet metal comes in really handy. That's how I do the dual pedal. I had a bigger sheet. Actually, the larger sheet's going to go right in the front there on this section, so that I can put the quartermaster right up front here. So there's going to be a strip about 16 inches long. So again, talking about risers, this is for the Strymon Ojai. So as you can see, it's got Velcro. I'm using that as a riser. Skateboard trucks, like I mentioned, various heights from 1/4 inch to, what is that, 3/8 to 1/2 inch, all with Velcro, but they're faced opposite directions so they don't stick and I don't wear out the Velcro. Sometimes, depending on how often I've used a riser, the hairs will start to stand up pretty high and you don't get too tight of a fit, even if you press down and mash them down pretty hard. So I'll take a razor, single edge, and just lightly scrape the top just to get all the strands that are sticking up. You do that enough times, you end up wearing out the Velcro, and you need to install more. But yeah, this is it's in transition. Like I mentioned earlier, the quartermaster is going to go right here, and it's all going to have the flanger there, so it'll be channel loop 1, loop 2, loop 3, loop 4, right, the EQ and the overdrive. Loop 5 will be these two delays. Loop 6 will be the third delay, going right there. Like I said, I had one on the side. I've done this a lot, where I'll side mount a pedal, and the shit's pretty much indestructible. The dual lock is pretty cool. The Velcro is cool as well, but let me show you one of the tall risers. Where's my, so let's pry that off, and you can see how that's a pretty tall riser. You can see the corner of it. So that's roughly sticky feet. What is that? 2 1/4? Yep. 2 1/4. Well, with the dual lock, it now stands at 2 5/8. So yeah, shit gets pretty, pretty ripe. Oh, so I need to hit the bottom with a clear coat so that so the dual lock sticks better. Otherwise, it's going to come off pretty easily, as you just saw. Yeah, labor of love, as you so well know. Yes, indeed. And I should probably put a light strip across that top, but I kind of like it as is. So yeah, there it is. Let's put this on. So I'm on camera, so I'm a little nervous. Hey, he's nervous. Oh yeah, right. He's nervous. Yeah, he's nervous. Yeah. Okay. that shit on. Yeah, because sometimes I lift, although it's got, yeah, see, that's, I need to put a clear coat on it, and I'm going to need to get more of just about everything. Anyway, so that's, let's see, what else was I was going to show you. Oh, yeah, risers of all kinds, you know, even like, you know, let's see here. Will that drop down any further? Yeah, maybe. Okay. You know, if you got, you know, for tight spaces, this one is really cool. This one's really high. Oh, yeah, here's one. This one's great. Like I mentioned earlier about drilling holes in a pedal enclosure, you know, you can run cables underneath, but this one's cool. You know what these are? These are for 2x4s. You find them in the La Madera department. Stainless Allen heads, you know, all down that hardware aisle and depot, and the Nylock aircraft nuts, you know, short. So in case you need to stick a pedal, or I don't know, stick something underneath, but or through it rather, like cables, you know, it's multiple cables you can pass through, you know, in cable, you know, like so. You got your pedal and cables going through it. Velcro. I had a power adapter up there, not a power adapter, a voltage doubler sitting up there. Whatever, you know, whatever it takes to save space, and you know, which is why I'm like, okay, well, make your own risers. I think I even have a YouTube video up on it, but whatever the case, it's you know, necessity is the mother of invention, and if I really don't want to spend, and I really don't want to spend, you know, any money on a riser, I'd rather just make my own. I've got Velcro skateboard trucks. See, I can just find anywhere else, but I don't know. It's whatever works for you, for me, for anybody. You know, don't want to have to rely on. And you know, being up here in the city, not so terribly different anymore. We're kind of still kind of resource poor. So anyway, yeehaw. Oh, low capacitance cable. Let's see if that has it. You know, like Lugano's cool. It is what it is. It just says low noise. The cool thing about this, this is the Bestronix, the 0678. 0678. I think that's not a 1, but it could be on their site. But they advertise low capacitance, and it comes in really good. They're very competitive. Hopefully you can see that. That looks about right. Yeah, low capacitance, right? Yeah, and then you know, got the soldering station here. Let's see, that fucking bag out of the way. Yeah, I've got the lead-free, and then the leaded with 6337 rosin core with a little bit of flux. It flows real nice. This one over on camera. This one right here. This has got good, yeah, and then water. Yeah, this shit, the sheet metal you can get it at Home Depot as well. Sal, he's got the jeweler saw, so he can cut it, and you know, I kind of pay him handsomely to do it. But you know, it's pretty square, but I don't need it to be exactly square. I mean, it's square enough. It's square enough to the eye, right? That's square, yeah. So, and you know, just pop that off and put the dual on. So I got it set up for a single, the single amp without the Y cable. So, yeah. Channel 1 compression, a little bit of grit, slap back echo, and a little bit of spring verb. Channel 2 Univibe phaser, little flange, we'll go right there. Gain, EQ volume back into the LS2 is on a different board. I'm pulling it off, I'm switching it out, and yeah, these are kind of cool. I got these from Sweetwater. They're kind of flat, but the fact that they're square means they're wider than the standard. So, you know, they work for some applications, and for others they don't. You know, so yeehaw, be well, be safe, and rock hard, as they say. I think that was it. Yeah, can't think of anything else. Later.